is Swami Shrutananda, and welcome to Downtown Yoga and Meditation Center. And welcome to those who are real bodies here in front of me, and welcome to all of you out there who are online. Wonderful to have all of you, and welcome. So for the quote tonight, there's only one thing free from fear, that is meditation on the inner self. That alone can make you fearless. The inner self is totally fearless. Take refuge in that, and all fears will go. I'll read it again. There's only one thing free from fear. That is meditation on the inner self. That alone can make you fearless. The inner self is totally fearless. Take refuge in that, and all fears will go. And that is from page 429, From the Finite to the Infinite by Swami Muktananda. So for the chant tonight, have your chant sheet, and we're going to be doing a long chant. It's not long, but anyway, that you have. It's number 19. And it's Shrima Jaima. Then I will explain the chant. And so you see Shrima means honored mother, Jaima, hailed mother. And in this chant you have the ever-expanding joy of the One, dancing the ecstatic play of the universe, and has brought you into existence, along with everything else and everyone else who exists. And this amazing universe is an expression of the absolute fullness of being, an emanation of the one source made of the one substance. And Divine Mother is a very practical term for the one that births the universe out of the womb of its own existence. And this chant expresses the ecstasy of her love and expresses your joy of being fully alive. And this chant revels in the beauty of this world and the one who created it. So chant it with great joy. Shrima Jaima, calling out to Ma and invoking her blessings. And we'll chant the different names that are there on your handout, names for the Divine Mother. And each of her names is another name of the honored one. For she is simply the one by many names. And so you'll see there's Chitti Shankari, and Chitti is the name for the self-knowing, creative power of the universe. And Shankari is the goddess as teacher. Uma Parvati, Uma, is the all-embracing mother. And Parvati, the goddess with the intoxicatingly beautiful form. In the third verse, Kali Durga, Kali, the destroyer of demons, outer and inner demons, and Durga, the protectress. So we'll be chanting those three verses, and at the end of each verse we'll go up to the refrain. All right, so we'll chant this with great enthusiasm and joy. And Gurudevi and I will call it out, and then you'll respond back. Start with Om Swarup. And we'll start with Om Swarup Swaswa Bhava that's there at the top of your chant sheet.
first person.
Just a Shrima, low notes.
Huh?
4 times. Call is fast,
Yeah.
call is fast.
Shrima,
You called on Divine Mother. Let her answer. Om Namah Shivaya.
I'll add my welcome to Shrutanandas. My name is Swami Samvidananda, and welcome to our Tuesday night meditation program, and welcome to Swami Nirmalananda Saraswati. We call her Gurudevi. So thank you, Shrutananda, for that chant. It's a beautiful chant, and for the offering of the reading. And you can't see her, but thank you to Satrupananda for handling the technology. So you're all able to join us tonight. This is our second time on Zoom, and we are still learning. So please be kind if the image is a little blurry or the sound is not always really clear. We're working on it, and I'm sure we'll improve week by week. Tonight, Gurudevi will lead us in a chant and give a discourse, and then lead us in another chant and meditation. She includes meditation instructions, which will make it really easy for you. And you will have an experience of your inner self when you meditate tonight. It's guaranteed. And that's because of the teachings and presence of Gurudevi. She comes from a long line of gurus, yoga masters. She received these teachings from her guru, Baba Muktananda, and he received the teachings from his guru, Bhagavan Nityananda, who received the teachings from his guru, and so on, through generations, through the ages. And we are the lucky recipients. Now more than ever, I am grateful for Gurudevi's teachings. These are challenging times. My daughter's best friend posted on Instagram today a very cute photo of herself in a long blue robe, along with this message. Quarantine Pro. I already own a very extensive robe collection. Quarantine Con. Constant, deep, existential dread. Yeah. I think a lot of people are feeling that way. But I have to say that I'm not, at least not today. We'll see what tomorrow brings, but not today. And I'm not because of Gurudevi and the meditation she teaches. She's taught me how to draw from a deep inner well of calm. And not only to draw from the well, but to experience and know I am the source of it, the inner self. And my gratitude is beyond words. So let's begin. Thank you, Gurudevi.
Thank you, Samvidananda. And thank you, Shrutananda and Sadrupananda, for helping to make everything work here. We will start with Swami mantras. Oh, I should start the recording as well. Okay. Thank you. So they're on your screen and you can chant along or just listen. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchidananda Murtaye Nishpapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase Mudanandaya Gurave Shisha Samsara Harane Bhattakayaika Dehaya Namaste Chitsaratmane Etave Jagatameva Samsaranavasetave Prabhave Sarva Vidyanam Shambhave Gurave Namaha Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Om Svarupa Swasvabhava Namo Namaha Om. I bow to my own self. I bow to my Baba's own self. I bow to his Baba's own self. I bow to your own self. Shiva, your own essence, your own beingness, your own self is the one self, being all, being you, being me, being all, and beyond all. Again and again I bow. Om Svarupa Swasvabhava Namo Namaha. My discourse is titled Crisis Equals Opportunity. That's what's going on now. Whether you think of it as a health crisis, an economic crisis, or as I think of it as a spiritual crisis, there's also opportunity. The opportunity doesn't lie in the places you're used to looking. The places that you're used to looking are opportunity for financial success, ambition, worldly recognition. The places that you're used to looking is for pleasures, places to go, things to buy. And the places that you're used to looking is for relationships with other people, many of whom are off limits right now. And you can only contact, how wonderful to have technology that you can stay in touch with them wherever they're located. And so you can't, it doesn't work to look in the places you usually look. And you don't quite know what to do with yourself when you can't go back to those routines. And this is because you construct your sense of identity by what you do. This is clearly described in the Shiva Sutras, in the first few sutras in the first chapter, beginning with Chaitanya Mahatma. Some of you are familiar with it from having learned this sutra in our Foundations of Swarupa Yoga course, where we chant it with your arms in the air, Chaitanya Mahatma, which means your own self is consciousness itself. But in the Shiva Sutras, when you take that sutra as the beginning point for the next few that follow, it's really a process of looking at you, this universe, and the source of this universe from the other perspective. You're used to looking at everything from my perspective. Who am I? What do I want? Am I getting what I want? Do I get to do what I want? How am I? And this flow of sutras looks at it from the perspective of Shiva. That Shiva is primordial consciousness, the one ever existent reality that is the self of the universe, the self beyond the universe, that reality that existed before the universe existed. When only Shiva existed, Shiva was the only one. And so Shiva's self, Atman, is Chaitanyam, consciousness. And then Shiva decided to play a few games. But you know, it's like if you want to play chess with yourself, or if you want to play Monopoly, or if you want to play checkers. And so you go around and you sit on one side of the board and you move a few pieces. And then you go around and you sit on the other side of the board and you move a few pieces. And after a while, you switch sides, you know, and you go back and forth, and then you decide, well, I'm going to make sure that my right hand wins and my left hand loses. I'm going to make sure that my left hand wins and my right hand loses. And you can't really confront your opponent because your opponent is you. So there's no real game unless there's two different beings playing according to their independent individual natures and capacities. So Shiva decided to take on seeming duality to cover, it's not the word I want, to hide his own divinity from himself so that he could become two and sit at the checkerboard and have a real game, maybe even have some fun with it. It's quite an extraordinary ability. You know, if you decide to play at being less than you are, you know who you are while you're pretending to be less. There was a lovely video on one of the social media sites of a little girl who had on a little ballerina tutu, and she was twirling and dancing and prancing with her father beside her, doing the same thing with his arms in the air and twirling and dancing and prancing, and he was playing with his daughter. So he was playing like he was another little girl, but he knew he wasn't. It was charming, and she, of course, was delighted. But what was his experience? His experience was, I'm a grown guy, and I'm playing like a little girl to make my little girl happy. So he couldn't stop being who he was in order to be the little girl. But Shiva can. It's like, you know, in the fall, if you put on a costume and you masquerade it for some particular event, for Halloween, for some particular party or something, you know who you are inside the costume. You don't forget who you are. But Shiva set it up so that Shiva forgets, which is amazing because Shiva is still Shiva. It's kind of like walking around with a blindfold on. And you can't see, but you still know who you are. But Shiva forgets who Shiva is in order to manifest as a multiplicity of beings that still have the whole of Shiva intact within them. It's a capacity we as human beings don't have. But Shiva has capacities that we don't have. So Shiva takes on what is called Jnanam Bandha, the second sutra in the Shiva Sutras, meaning the binding of knowing only what can be known through the senses. The binding of knowing only what can be known through the mind. That if your mind can't conceive of it, for you it doesn't exist. And so much of yoga practice is about expanding your mind's understanding so that you can come to perceive what really does exist when you couldn't perceive it because you couldn't conceive of it because of your mind's limitations. But Shiva takes on those limitations in order to become you and everything and everyone that exists, each of whom has a mind. And that first layer of contraction is that not knowingness, which is experienced as isolation, desolation, existential, what did the tweet call it? Existential dread, existential dread, existential angst. Do I exist? Why do I exist? What is the purpose of my existence? And a question that people are starting to ask now and is only going to become more prevalent. Chaitanya Matma Jnanam Bandha. From the expansive reality of consciousness to being locked down and bound by your own mind. The next sutra is Yoni Vargaha Kala Shariram. And that names the next two bindings, the next two malas. Jnanam Bandha, the second sutra, names the binding of not knowing, which in this tradition is called Anavamala. I don't know who I am. Really. You can think you're Shiva, but do you know you're Shiva? You even had experiences of your own Shivaness, but do you know you're Shiva? And if you don't know, that's because of Anavamala. And when you don't know who you are, then you look for someone or something to be. And you construct a sense of self by finding things that are of interest to you. Yoni Vargaha Kala Shariram. So Shiva creates the womb of existence. Shiva in his stillness and beingness and expansive ecstasy takes on limitation. And then in that limitation feels limited and says, let me out of here, and begins to move and dance and swirl, becoming the energy then that is the womb of the universe, the womb that brings forth, that births the universe. Shiva in that movement is called Shakti, or the goddess, or Ma. Because Shiva, in that form of divine feminine, is the mother of the universe. Yoni Varga, the womb of the universe, and the different classes and categories of beings interact with one another through Kala Shariram, which is through communication. We communicate with one another, mostly with words, but I was talking with someone yesterday, and she said something, and I was responding, and I responded wordlessly like this. And that clearly communicated. I didn't have a clue what she was talking about. So we sometimes communicate with body language. The ashram, we have cats. They don't talk, well, they make noises, but they communicate with body language. And so there's more than one way to communicate, but for human beings, mostly we communicate with words. Kala Shariram, and we create a whole body, Sharira, a whole body of identity and beingness with the words, not only the words we say to each other, not only the words we hear, but the words we run through our minds. Do you run any words through your mind? Like all day long? And do you create worlds in there with your thoughts? Shiva set you up to do this. Do you even beat yourself up with your thoughts? Do you even cause your own pain with your thoughts? Of course you do. And Shiva is doing this by taking on 3 consecutive levels of contraction. Anavamala, I don't know who I am. Mayamala, I'm going to get all caught up in the wild, crazy, amazing world of Maya. And then I'm going to be so involved in all the things of the world that I'm going to want to communicate about them, and I'm going to want to do them, and I'm going to be completely caught up in the words and the actions and the thoughts, and that's called karma mala. Karma mala is the impulse to action. So yoga works the process in reverse. Yoga says, stop. Just stop. I mean, how about meditate? Just stop and meditate every day. You know, maybe even take a nice little spiritual retreat. Just stop the world. I want to get off. Well, you know what? The world has stopped. Not totally, but a lot. And so a lot of people who weren't meditating, and a lot of people who weren't even trying to stop the world, they wanted to stay caught up in the world and engaged in the world and active in the world and making progress in the world and gaining things and getting people and getting what they want. They can't do that now. So they've got this impulse to action, like their motors are revving, and you never get to put it in gear. And you've got all that energy that's pouring into what you usually do, the things you say and do. And when you can't do all that stuff, then you want to talk a lot, but you can't even really talk to that many people. I mean, you can spend all day on the phone and various other forms of technological connections, but that energy of doing then is poured into talking, and it's not really fulfilling, and so then it's poured into thinking, and your mind gets even crazier. And that's all still karma mala. It's all about action. So this is the time to become a yogi. This is a time where you have a great opportunity to pour your energy inward, to begin dissolving the malas from karma mala back to maya mala, and recognize, oh, I'm so caught up in things, I don't even know who I am. If I can't go to work, if I can't go to school, if I can't do those things I usually do, I don't even know who I am. And I don't even know that I have any value to society. And how about, do I even respect or like myself? And then you get all caught up in identity that you have nothing external to pin it on. Hopefully the people at home are helping you with this, that they're giving you, some kind of identity to pin your sense of self on. But yoga says, if you unravel that just a little bit more, you can get back to the not knowingness. And that's the final frontier as you explore inward. When you get to the not knowingness, when you hit that existential dread, not only who am I, not only how am I, not only what do I do, but the question is, do I exist? And if so, what does it mean? And if you're not hitting that yet, I hope for you that you hit it sooner rather than later. Because when you get to this point, you have a tremendous opportunity to dive deeper. And if you can get to this point earlier rather than later, and that's really just a matter of acknowledging, I can't do all the things I used to do. I can't go all the places I used to go. I can't be all the ways that I used to be. And I'm revving my engine and I can't put it in gear and I can't go anywhere. And I have to sit here with all that revving going on and now pour that inside. You can dive deeper. That is easy for people who've gotten Shaktipat, because Shaktipat pierces Anavamala. So if you've already gotten Shaktipat, then when you turn your attention inward, usually so the Shiva Sutras have it from the inside going out. Chaitanya Matma, Jnanam Bandhaha, the whole of consciousness takes on limitation. Jnanam Nishthanam Matraka, bringing the womb that births the universe into existence, into words and actions. No. Yoni Varga Kala Shariram, and then Jnana Nishtana Matraka, it's all done with words. And we unravel it the other way around. Shiva starts from the cosmic level and brings it all down to actions and thoughts and words. And so we as individuals have to start with the words and thoughts and actions and work our way backwards. So the words you say, they matter. But you don't have the same people around to say them to. And you may not even have the same things to talk about if you were working and you're not working, or if you were in school and now you're not in school. What do you talk to people about? What if you just settle into silence a little more of the time? Well, then your mind is going to go crazy. You don't have the words, you're going to have the thoughts, which is why mantra is so important. Because now you can not only speak mantra, but you can think mantra, and you take all that mental energy and you pour it into words that unravel the contractions. There are words that create contraction and bind you more, and there are words that unravel contraction. And the mantra is so powerful in that unraveling process. And the contraction is it unravels you back into yourself. So you go from the words to the thoughts to the actions, and you back into that sense of identity is based on your external activities, where if you do good, then you feel like I'm a good person. And if you do bad, then you feel like I'm a terrible person, except you don't have the same things to do that you had to do before. So how do you make yourself feel like you're a good person when you don't have all that stuff to do? And so yoga says, stop, sit, apply your mind to mantra, and harness the power of your mind to delve inward to a deeper dimension. And what you get to is you don't know who you are. Anavamala, except if you've already got Shaktipat, that's pierced. And the mantra can propel you to the deeper level just like that. Because Anavamala is already shredded. You can find your way all the way in to the divinity of your own individual existence. This crisis, for a lot of people, they're just not used to having this much time on their hands. I've talked to people, I've exchanged emails and texts with people who are like, well, I'm reading 6 hours a day, but I don't know what's going to happen when I finish my book, because I don't think like it's safe to order some new books in. They could come in with virus, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do when I run out of stuff to do. You could sit. You could meditate more. You could do more japa. You could chant. Oh, well, I'll just spend more time on the computer. I'll just spend more time on social media. I'll just spend more time on the phone. Yes, and that's still keeping you trapped in words, actions and words and identities. When this is an opportunity for millions and millions of people in the world all at the same time to be looking inward to discover that infinity within. What would happen if everyone started meditating? Well, in fact, more people are interested in meditation. I saw an item on the news feed yesterday that Deepak Chopra's website crashed, which is mind-boggling, because I'm sure he has some kind of web server that is based in some kind of computer center with just huge numbers of computers, and people are going online because they want to learn how to meditate. Is that fantastic or what? What are you looking for when you meditate? A lot of people are just looking for stress relief. A lot of people are looking for improved health. A lot of people are looking for a moment of peace. But when we meditate, we're meditating on the self. So what are you looking for when you're meditating? You're looking for the self, which is Shiva, which is the knowingness of your own beingness. It is beyond the not knowingness, delving within. It's deeper than the not knowingness. It's the knowingness of your own beingness. So one way to find it is to think of it this way. Do you exist? There is one text, I think it's the Ishvara Pratyabhinyakarika, that explains that this is a great contemplation you can consider. I did, in fact, consider this for 3 days, 3 agonizing days. It was before I read the Ishvara Pratyabhinyakarika. And I happened on this supreme moment of self-doubt and despair. And it propelled me into this question that comes out of some other spiritual traditions. Do I exist? Not am I worthwhile? Not am I making a difference in the world? Not do other people care about me? Not do I matter? Do I exist? And I didn't know how to answer that question. You know, some traditions say, no, nothing exists. This is all emptiness. Other traditions say it's all illusion. Other traditions say it's all mind. And beyond mind, there is nothing. And I stepped into that space inside, and I was completely lost, not afraid, completely lost, and full of a sense of purposelessness, is the best I can describe it. And on the 3rd day, it suddenly occurred to me, oh, who's asking, do I exist? Whoever's asking that exists. And it was about 6 months later, I discovered this verse in the Ishvara Pratyabhinyakarika that says you cannot doubt your own existence, because when you doubt your own existence, the one who's doubting exists, and that's you. So you exist. Even if you say, go ahead, try it. I don't exist. Who's saying it? So you exist. What is that existence? Chaitanya Matma, that which exists, is consciousness, not an inert or dead or not knowing. It's not an unknowingness. That which exists is a conscious existence that knows it exists. And that which exists takes on limitation to become everyone and everything that exists, while leaving the whole of its existence intact within each and every separate being. Which means the whole of existence is in you as your own existence. We're not meditating on some theoretical self. What if we don't even call it self? What if I ask you to meditate on your existence? What if I ask you to meditate on your own beingness? ideally it propels your mind into stillness, because it's not that your activity makes you exist, it's that your existence makes you active. And so the theory of yoga practice is when you stop the activity, then you no longer be distracted by it, and you can delve into your own existence that was there even when you were active. But when you were active, you weren't looking at your existence. You were looking at your activity. So I see this entire crisis, as serious as it is, as legitimate as it is, and as important it is that we follow all the recommendations, I see it all as a cosmic setup. It's a great game to get everybody in the world to meditate. Because when they can't when they can't go anywhere, they can't do anything, they can't become anyone, they can't even, they can go out and they can start up their car and rev up the engine, but they're not supposed to go anywhere. And eventually you're going to run out of gas. And what are they left with? Themselves. That's all you got. Yourself. Everything else comes and goes. All you got is yourself, your own existence. And you have the opportunity to delve into your own existence. Now, if you prefer, you can make this into an opportunity to learn a new language. You can make this into an opportunity to cultivate your ability to paint paintings or to learn a new musical instrument. You can decide that you want to make internet friends all over the world, and you can keep yourself busy. You're completely capable of creating all kinds of interesting things to do to distract yourself from the not knowing of yourself. Or you could delve into your own existence. You don't have to become anything different than who you already are. You exist. And it is your own existence that you're meditating on. It is your own existence that you're honoring in the mantra. It is your own essence of existence, which is also called beingness and knowingness. That is the direction that you're going when you turn your attention inward and you begin repeating mantra. The mantra propels you through, dare I call it, light years, as you, maybe just lifetimes, as you traverse that inner expanse to discover that you exist. That's all. You exist. And once you know your own existence, you can go anywhere. You can do anything. You can be anything or not. And if there's nothing to be and there's nowhere to go and there's nothing to do, you're okay. And if there's lots of things to do and lots of places to go, you're okay, because you're still you. No matter where you go, no matter what you do, you're you. So this is a great time to meditate. Your max is 3 hours a day, but I don't know anybody yet who's in danger of running over the 3 hours a day of meditation. But in addition to meditation, of course, you can chant, you can do other kinds of yoga practices, and you can do mantra, which means you can, if you want, you can join the japa club. We've still got that going. And that will support you in turning your mind's attention in toward its source. That it's like in the Pacific Northwest, where they have the big fishes that swim upstream to go back to the area in the river and the stream where they were born. Trout, salmon go upstream to go back where they were hatched from the eggs and grew. and they go back, to lay eggs. So it's like Shiva's inside you, and Shiva went out into the world like it's a crazy world. And now what you're doing is you're tracking that flow, which tends to be an outward flow, jnanam nishtanam mantrika, yonavargaha kalashiriram. You're tracking back against the current. And you have to put some effort into delving within. And you're going to track your mind, which tends to flow outward like the river flowing out. And you're going to swim against the current all the way back into your home ground, to your own essence. You have to put some energy and effort into it because your mind is designed to pour your attention and your energy outward. And you can harness that energy and that incredible power of your mind. And you can track with your mind, you can track back, not just to your mind, but deeper to the source of your mind, which is your own existence. Your mind is merely an outward expression or a function of your beingness, the way your beingness is able to function in the world. The mind is merely a tool. And you can use that tool to track back in. And mantra is what makes that possible. So we are, of course, going to do mantra and meditation to take the power, jnanam dishtanam mantrika, to take the power of mantrika, the power of words, and to flip them around and use them to track back through the sutras all the way to Chaitanya Matma, which is your own self, which is consciousness itself. Om Swarupa Swaswa Bhava Namo Namaha.
Thank you, Gurudevi. So we're going to do japa, repeat mantra, and Gurudevi is going to lead us through meditation, giving us instructions. Before that, we're going to chant Jota Se Jota. Now, this is a chant in honor of Gurudevi's Guru Baba Muktananda. And that chant is on the website. You can get to that website page in one of three ways. So it's swarupa.org, and you could do swarupa.org /satsang, SATSANG. Or if you go to the website and you hover over the freebies tab on the top there on the upper right hand corner, the second one down is Satsang. That will give you the chant page. Or you can click on the freebies tab, and then there's an alphabetical list of all of our freebies, and you have to go pretty far down the list because it's S, Satsang chants. So you'll find it there. And you'll have a moment, because those of us who are here are going to take a moment to come up. Gurudevi has ash. This is ash from a sacred fire ceremony in India. And we're going to come up from the side. She'll stand here, and she'll offer a dot of ash, which will be another thing that will deepen our meditation along with the chant we're all doing and the japa. So come on up for ash.
jagavo Sadhguru Jana se We're getting ready for meditation. What I'll do is I'll give meditation instructions, and then we'll repeat the mantra together. I'll explain, during the instructions, I'll explain the mantra, what it is, what it means, and how to use it. And then we'll repeat the mantra out loud together for about 5 minutes to kind of get you in the groove with it. And then I'll tell you to begin to switch to silent repetition and to use the mantra during your meditation to carry you deeper. This is meditation on the self. This is not meditation on your breath. This is not meditation on your life. This is not meditation on your worries. This is not meditation on your regrets. This is not meditation on your desires. This is not meditation on a candle flame or anything external. This is not even meditation on mantra. But because I tell you to repeat mantra during your meditation, you might think that you're meditating on mantra. But instead, the mantra is a means of getting to the self. So it's called a vehicle. Just like you used to be able to get in your car and go places. And maybe you still even have a car, you're just not allowed to go any places. But when you get in your car to go somewhere, the car is a means of transport that takes you from one location to another on the outside. So the mantra is a vehicle on the inside that takes you from one dimension or level of your being to an inner, deeper level so that you can explore your own existence and what you're made of. So you repeat the mantra like you would be driving your car. And you can understand that if you're driving your car, say you're driving a long distance. I used to love to get in the car and drive 100 or 200 miles and go somewhere I'd never been before and stay for a couple of days and then come back home. You hop in the car and you're going somewhere and you maybe got a destination in mind. As long as you're driving the car, you're making headway toward your destination. But if you stop the car because you're going to a snack bar or you see some pretty flowers alongside the road and you're going to go pick flowers, while you're not driving, you are not making any headway toward your destination. And so the same thing works when you're in the mantra mobile, that as long as you're repeating mantra, then the mantra will be carrying you deeper. It's very simple. And anytime you notice that you're not repeating mantra, well, you got out of the car and you're picking daisies. So get back in the car, start up the mantra, and keep going deeper within. The mantra names your destination, so it's like you're in the car and you're going to drive for several hours and you've got your destination in mind and you're thinking Montreal, Montreal, Montreal. And every time you see the road sign that says Montreal, you take that turn off. And so you've got this going in your mind. You've got the destination going in your mind. The mantra names your destination. Shivaya. The primordial reality, Shiva, within me, Aya. Shiva within me, that is me, Shivaya. You're meditating on your own Shivaness, what I call Shivaness, but it's your own Shivaya. Shiva in being you pervades all the dimensions of your being, but you don't know your own Shivaness until you plumb the depths within. And the depths is the ya on the end that reflects Shiva to Shiva within yourself. It's like, a house of mirrors where you get all the mirrors and you can stand where there's several mirrors and you can see your reflection bouncing off your reflection, bouncing off your reflection, and you can see the mirrors reflected in the mirrors. It's like that inside you too. And so if you look in there and you begin to explore in there, you're looking for which one of those images of me is the real me. And you keep tracking back through the different mirrors, through the different levels, because Shiva's having a great time in there, reflecting all those levels to himself. And so you're looking for that deepest level, Shivaya. Shiva within you being you. How do you get there? You honor your own Shivaness. You bow to. You worship your own divinity. Nama. And that's all wrapped in the primordial sound Om. For this entire universe arises out of Om and resolves back into it again. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. So you have the rhythm of the manifestation of the universe. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Just keeps resounding through the whole universe, and you find that within. So we're going to repeat mantra to get your mind going, to steer your car in the right direction so that you're driving on the highway leading inward. And the mantra guarantees that it's a very fast road. Super highway, and there's nobody else these days on the highway, so you can just like zoom right in. It's helpful if you're comfortable, and it's very beneficial if you can set yourself up in a comfortable position with your spine upright. It's not going to help you to lie down to meditate, not if you want to achieve cosmic consciousness. Or self-realization of the knowing of your own self. You need to sit up for that. It's called upliftment, so you have to be sitting up. But you can set yourself up comfortably, and that works very well if you can sit in a straight back chair or put, as I have, a pillow in behind you to give you a little lift. Some of you I know are able to build meditation nests with some blankets on the floor or have a meditation cushion. That's great too. So that you can relax into an easy upright position. Let your breath be easy. And then I'll tell you, apply your mind to mantra. Now the reason mantra works is because he used mantra. Muktananda used this mantra, Om Namah Shivaya, to get enlightened. And he gave me this mantra. And he taught me how to use it, and he empowered me to give it to you. And Muktananda could do that because he got this mantra from his guru, Nityananda, who got this mantra from his guru, who got this mantra from his guru, and all of the generations of yogis who did in their lifetime what you're doing in yours, which is sitting and repeating mantra. They traversed that inner terrain to find themselves, and they injected the mantra with their energy, with their blessings. It's called grace. And so the grace is there, embodied in the mantra, embedded in the mantra. And every time you repeat it, their blessings are what makes it work. The mantra carries you deeper because of the great yogis through the millennia who have preserved and practiced these teachings and made them available to us today. So it is their benevolence that makes it easy for us to settle so deeply within, to experience the self, to know the self, to meditate on the self. So we're going to repeat mantra. We'll do the classic 108 repetitions. Join in with me when you're ready. Om Namah Shivaya. 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 One more. Om Namah Shivaya. Now take it inside. You can go faster or slower in there. You can change your pitch or tone of voice. You can shout the mantra to yourself or whisper it inside. Whatever works best for you. You might even pour one mantra into the next so it's a smooth flow like this. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Apply your mind to mantra, honoring your own existence, your own being, your own beingness, your own Shivaness. Allow your body to relax into an easy upright position. Let your breath be easy. Anytime you notice you're not repeating mantra, get it going again. Mantra will give you your own self. Meditate on your own self. Namah Shivaya. Continue with mantra inside, or get it going again. Lingering within or deepening even more. Take a slow, full breath. Smooth, easy, empty. Still repeating mantra inside, another slow, smooth breath. And then another mantra and breathing both. Continue with mantra inside as you slowly open your eyes. Using mantra to help you remain based in your own existence, in the knowingness of your own being, and the honoring of the knowing of your own being. We'll take a few moments for journaling. Scribe about your meditation. It helps you linger in it and understand it. And sometimes when you're writing about your meditation, you realize more that happened so that you can even learn more from what happens inside.
Thank you for Japa meditation, Gurudevi. And thank you all for coming. I have some announcements. We have many new online programs, including yoga classes and discussion groups, Vichara Club, meditation club that's starting on Thursday, and we'll be adding more in the weeks to come. And you can find everything on the homepage of the website. And I especially want to mention a new Satsang subscription service. We offered tonight's program and Sunday's Swami Sunday program for free. And both of these programs will also be posted. Our Sunday's program is posted on YouTube, and this one will be posted on YouTube, so you can watch them anytime. And beginning next Sunday, you can subscribe to attend Swami Sunday with Gurudevi. So these programs are going to continue to be via Zoom, which you're using now, and everyone is welcome. And the time is changing from last Sunday. moving forward, Swami Sundays are going to begin at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. So, we're making these programs available via Zoom because you can't be here with us. Once we have the programs back up and running here, they will continue to be free, but the online satsangs have a fee due to our cost to making them available. And in addition, we have so many freebies on the website. If you found the satsang doc by going to that freebies page, you'll see links. They're just links to give you access to a whole treasure house of free programs. But our subscription service is starting next Sunday, which means you can join Gurudevi every Sunday here. So I also want to mention that Gurudevi offered this program for free, but we do have expenses, so you can bring this program and our many freebies to you. So if you're moved to make a donation, you can do that by going to the webpage, to sarupa.org, and above the freebies on the upper right-hand side, there's some buttons, and one of them, there's Good Works, and then there's Donate, so you can push on that button to donate. Or the Sarupa Vidya Ashram Facebook page also has a donate button, and you can click on that link. So every donation, no matter how small, is meaningful and appreciated. In a moment, we're going to have closing mantras, and those are on your satsang chant page. And then after that, we're going to have darshan, and those of you who are still with us via Zoom are welcome to stay. Darshan is a sacred encounter, and everyone here will be coming up and having a private moment with Gurudevi. You'll see everyone bow. And those of you who are here, instead of the full pranam, because then you'll have your feet towards the camera, and just scoot up close with your knees, and you can tip your head forward. And Gurudevi will bop each person with the feathers. And she has prasad. She's got a blessed treat, piece of chocolate for everyone. And so you can join us with that darshan. And someone mentioned last week that they were concerned about us each getting bopped with the feathers, but we're not practicing social distancing in this group because this is our social group. We have this small social group.
This is our family group.
This is our family group. And so we're all here together, and so it's completely fine. So I just thought I'd mention that since someone had brought it up last Sunday. So thank you again for coming, and we'll close with closing mantras. And Gurudevi, lead us.
Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunatu Saha Viryam Karvavahe Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Swarupa Swaswabhava Namo Namaha. Thank you for joining me.
Om Shiva. Om Shiva. Om Shiva. Om Shiva. Om Shiva. Om Shiva. God bless you.
Om Swarupa Swaswabhava Namo Namaha.